Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the NWSG podcast. I am joined again by.
I'm Patrick. I still don't know how to say the name of this podcast, so I'm glad you abbreviated.
Yeah, I abbreviate it a lot because I feel like Ralph would get really defensive on my pronunciation, even though I can pronounce these words very, very, very clearly.
Well, that's good that
But he
you.
gets on my case about the writing because I can't put the little symbols on there through my
No.
computer. So
Oh.
every time I write it, he's like, "No, this is how you write it," and then he puts the little symbols on there. I'm like, "Oh, two symbols."
Well, maybe if you put it into Google and it would correct it, and you just copy it and then put it on.
I've tried to do that, but for some reason my computer gets stupid halfway through and forgets what it copied, and so it's not even worth it at that point.
There you go.
Oh man. So today we don't really have I guess an outline of what we're going to talk about. So if there's massive gaps of silence, that's why.
Yeah, that happened last time. There weren't really massive gaps of silence
There
except
were
for
like tidbits of silences.
yeah, but it wasn't awkward. It was just
That's
breathing
true.
a second.
I mean,
Like,
I feel like it feels more awkward when while we're doing it rather than as it's happening. I mean, I didn't say that right. As it's happening rather than edited and stuff.
right. And I moved my mic closer to my face, so maybe you can hear me most of the time now.
Yay! You can lean back with ease now.
I can. I can lounge like a champ.
Oh man. So we were talking about something, but I totally forgot what it was.
We're talking about lots of things. The pre-podcast is full of things that are happening. We're talking about work stuff,
Work stuff.
talking about the wall, and we're talking about Spanish-speaking comic book
I was
characters.
totally about to ask you what wall.
What
I
wall?
totally forgot what wall we were talking about. It's like what? I don't recall a wall. What happened to this wall
Metaphorical wall as of right now,
as of right now?
to be built in the Mexico United States border to prevent people from crossing over illegally. I guess the $22 billion wall
The
that
$22 billion wall.
President Trump is still saying that Mexico is going to pay for,
And
but that
Mexico keeps saying that he's a fucktard and we're not gonna pay.
yeah. And then he's like, "Well, we're going to make him pay for it by taxing imports from Mexico." That
Well,
means
then
that
if that happens, Mexico's just gonna stop sending things.
Well, no, that means that the consumers who buy products from Mexico, like avocados, are a big one, and
I mean, we can grow our own avocados in Mexico.
well, yeah.
Let's be honest.
So if they start doing import tax on that stuff, then it means
I
people at
mean
the grocery store
that would
pay more for
actually
it.
help out farmers in Mexico a lot more because they've been having a lot of issues. So if President Trump decides to start taxing everything and it becomes way too expensive down in Mexico, the farmers can just sell their stuff at regular price and everyone will buy from them instead. And it'll just help out their economy a lot more.
It's true.
So if he goes ahead, I mean, and the Mexican people aren't stupid, we can get on track of this stuff, you know, and we will not pay for this wall.
Hey, people don't realize a lot of stuff is actually made in Mexico.
Yeah.
If you look at game cases, a lot of them have printed on the bottom "Made in Mexico."
I like it
Like,
when it says it in Spanish because then it's like this is authentic. You know, I don't know if you heard about when we were me and Ralph were starting the podcast, we tried to start, I guess, a little tradition where once a month one of the podcasts would be in Spanish, like
yeah.
just full Spanish. Um, and I was just thinking about this the other day because I was like, we recorded one, but I can't find it.
Uh-oh.
But then when I do find it, I'm gonna upload it. But then I started thinking like, what if Patrick was on one of these only Spanish podcasts? I think that would be either just like really fucked up on our part or just really funny on your part.
I would be furiously Google translating.
I feel like you should at least like pretend to speak Spanish, like.
Like, hola, me amo Estor. Se amo Explorer.
Yeah, explorer. Pointo al librario. I think that
No,
would be hilarious. But you know, like we need Ralph for that one.
yeah, that would be bad at that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we recorded a lot because on the YouTube channel there's only 6 episodes that are uploaded, but if you notice, it jumps from 5 to 7.
Right.
So episode 6 is missing somewhere, and there are which one? There's like 3 other episodes that are also missing. One of them is the Spanish cast. There's one where we recorded just talking purely about like mythology and fucking what are those things called? Cryptids.
Yeah.
And then there was another one where we talked about some random bullshit. I forgot what we talked about, but I just remember it was like super random. And
like our episode last week.
exactly.
With the missing like 10 minutes of audio about Power Rangers.
About Power Rangers for some reason. Oh, that's the one. We were talking about Suicide Squad and the Joker, but then my computer caught a virus mid podcast, and it fucked up all the files.
Well, your computer's a fucking slut. Apparently, it's just doing stuff while you're recording.
Well, like the truth about that is, I was looking for a game because Ralph and I were talking about it, and I was trying to download it, and I ended up clicking on the wrong website, and it looked like a gaming website, and then when I went to download it, it fucking downloaded malware, and it turned off the entire computer.
Okay, so this is going to be a tangent. This is not a story about myself, because right. I don't use Apple products.
Is it about your friend? Quote unquote.
No, it's about my friend. It's about my friend's roommate.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a few years ago now. Apparently she dislikes Macs because they're a status symbol, and like Macs, as many people know, are like, unlike PCs, you can't like do a lot of alterations to it. You can't like mess with a lot of settings, and you can't you have to take it to the Apple store to get it fixed properly. Mm. And it's like very highly protected against viruses, so you don't have to mess with settings. But apparently, she managed a way to find a way to get a virus on a Mac.
What the fuck?
And it was a gay porn virus.
What did it do?
So, like, what it did was it would just a lot of the time it would just pop up a lot of gay porn ads just all over the place. Oh shit. And she has, at the time her daughter was like 6 or 7, and she used the computer. Like, I don't think it was explicit gay porn, but it was like, almost naked men in like little underwear and stuff, and it was like using, the terminology of like for gay sex, and like it was hilarious because she had to. I think my friend
had to talk really young.
Yeah, well, like my best friend, they're still roommates. She figured out a way to like get a backdoor into the Mac and take the virus off. So it was fine. They didn't have to take it to the Apple store and like explain how they got gay porn virus on their computer.
How did they get that virus?
I'm assuming she was downloading something that she shouldn't have been doing, or someone downloaded something that just circumvented the protections on a Mac. But I don't really know because I've always been a PC person. I've got a built PC that I had to move the microphone away from because it's loud. And it was like, your computer. It was like, what is that noise? It's like, it's my computer.
It doesn't sound like it. Oh my god.
It has 4 fans running all at the same time, and it's a loud computer.
How big is it?
It's very large. Let's see. It's probably like 20 or so inches tall, and like 7 inches wide. It's a beast of a case. Like I have a built computer, so it's a big case with a bunch of memory and a nice motherboard and stuff. So it works just fine for me playing Diablo 3 when I do that. Every 6 months when I decide I want to play Diablo 3. I still
Oh
haven't
my
beat
god.
Reaper of Souls. I need to do that. I updated it today while I was messing around with the computer. It's like
Reaper
I
of
should.
Souls.
Yeah, that's the expansion to Diablo 3.
Hmm.
So I had to do updates because I guess they put some Diablo Classic levels in there for the 20th anniversary of Diablo.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
was doing that while you were asleep
Well, I was asleep. Which time? Yesterday or today?
today.
Today.
Yesterday I updated Steam.
Hmm. Yeah, no, because both yesterday and today I came home really fucking late. Because work is a bitch.
Yeah.
And, they say that I didn't need to stay and that they just needed volunteers, but I needed the money. So I had to stay late.
So you had to stay late, get some under the counter hand jobs,
Exactly.
clean yourself up, and go to bed.
Clean myself, clean myself up, cry myself to sleep, and then pretend like it never happened. Okay. Okay. Go. Go. Okay. Well, where'd you leave my headphones?
And I had them yesterday. I didn't.
Well, then go ask Steven because he might have them.
Okay.
We have a special guest in the
Steven is not
background.
in his room, so I'm gonna get them instead.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure everyone heard the little ghost child.
Pretty sure that you're not running a sex ring, but I could be wrong. I mean,
You could
so
be. You never
I
know.
suppose you wouldn't let them run around the house.
They wouldn't be allowed out of the basement. What? I don't think those work. You need to go ask Steven because if you take his things and break them, he's gonna kill you. Exactly. Go.
Hey, Steven, can I use your headphones?
This is what happens when we record on a Saturday instead of a Friday.
Well, I was ready, but it's
Yeah,
okay.
you were. I wasn't. This was all my fault.
You were sleeping.
I was sleeping.
I could have done it last night. I didn't end up going to the movies last night.
Stop screaming.
Stop screaming or the beatings will continue.
Steven, take her.
To the basement with you, child.
Lock her up again. Huh? Because I'm in the middle of a podcast and she's screaming. I usually know when somebody's coming into my room because for some reason my door has a bell.
Well, apparently the bell doesn't work anymore.
Not anymore. It doesn't keep anyone out.
Need a little light that says recording above it. Just when you're recording, it's like recording.
Right?
Please stay away.
On
You'll
the
be
air.
an unintentional guest on the podcast.
We just have guests all over the place, Maybe when Ralph comes back, we can have his ghost babies on the air too.
It's true. We could do that. Do a special Ghost Hunters episode of the podcast.
I feel like we should do something like that. One day just like all get together and do a little spoof of like Ghost Adventures or something.
It's true. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be. Because like for a long time I've had like all these random ideas for videos, but I don't have the proper, I guess, help that I need for it.
Right.
Because like I need somebody to hold a camera, and I don't have that ever.
You can get a selfie stick.
I do have one, but
Carry around your phone, but have it faced forward.
just have it face forward. No,
So
but
you
I mean,
can't see what you're recording. Just kind of deal with it in post.
oh my god.
Add some After Effects.
Add some After Effects, just figure it out as I go. No, but like one of the things that I wanted to do was like do a little, I guess, like a docu-series.
Mm-hmm.
And because like the whole reason was because there was this girl at my school and for some reason she got super offended that I wanted to talk about, the stuff that was happening.
Right.
And one of the things that was happening was, well, the thing that really set her off was the fact that there was this little flyer for like this person that was like, "Oh, I'll teach you French. We can have French classes, and they will be a hell of a lot cheaper. All you have to do is pay $25 per class, or get me a croissant, and your first class is free." And I was like, "What the fuck?" And then like a little bit lower was like, "I need free breakfast." And then I was like, "What?"
Get in my van.
Get in my van. Yeah, and I started making jokes about it because I was like, this sounds like a fucking scam." And then the girl, she was like, "How dare you criticize this person for trying to make a living by teaching people a beautiful language?" And then she was like, "Wouldn't you like to learn this language?" I'm like, "I already know how to speak this language. That's why I think it's a scam." And then she's just like, "But that's not even a bad price, you know, like $25 per class is a very cheap offer." And I'm like, "That is not cheap. You know, do you know how many classes you'd need to be able to fluently speak French?" And like she got so pissed off, and like instead of like actually trying to talk with me, because like I was just talking, I was having fun, and she just got so pissed off, and after a while she just like cussed at me and then like ran away, like not even like walked and sped walk, she fucking ran away. And I was like, this is total bullshit. Like, you know how in past times, in days of old, we could talk to people and everything would be fine. We could talk to someone about things that we probably didn't agree on and everything would be okay. And that was what the docuseries would have been about.
About PC culture.
Yeah, and like, you know, just being on the street trying to find somebody that like maybe our views didn't agree on something, and then we could just talk about it like civilized people for like 5 minutes or something, and then maybe at the end of the day we could just walk away as buddies or something, you know.
Oh,
But you know, I need a camera person. That's all I really need. I don't really need a whole crew.
I'll see. Like the only place I really ever see that happen is at sci-fi conventions,
Mm.
like where people are normal and well, normal for being at a sci-fi convention. You know, I mean, this last convention I went to, I went. Me and my friend was dressed up as Princess Leia. This was
Mm.
before Carrie Fisher died, so she was like the OG costume. So this was back in April last year, and there was a girl she was drunk. Like, let's just be honest with. There was a girl who was drunk who was dressed up as Kylo Ren, and whenever she saw my friend, she just screamed "Mom!"
What?
And then yeah, so she played it. Like my friend played along with her. Like it was funny for most of the convention. It was kind of a sparsely populated con because they changed the hotel they usually have it at to this other one that they had it at like like a decade ago because they doing renovations at the other hotel. It's back at the regular hotel this year. Like, it was like very sparsely populated, and yeah, so it was funny. Like, so whenever we'd see her, like "Mom, Mom," and then we ended up drinking with her, and it was fine. Her friend, the girl's friend, was like hanging out sometimes, and eventually like took her to bed.
After a while, you know.
After a while.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that was just one of the things that like really ticked me off, and that's why I wanted to do it, because like I figured, because like most of the places that I go to, you know, the bus,
Yeah.
college campuses,
Yeah.
places that I've been to, like they've all been like that. Like you can't really express your feelings and your emotions properly without somebody getting hurt. And like if you're being a dick about it, obviously don't be a dick about it. But
Right.
if you're having a normal adult conversation, then you know both of you guys can explain your part and you know try to convince the other person why you're right or whatever without having it get out of hand.
Yeah. I mean, it's the shitty part of, I guess, this last few years. I guess everyone's offended by everything and
Mm-hmm.
can't say anything for fear of offending people. It's like, okay, whatever. I don't care. It's just like even at work, like we serve certain coffee, but we're actually part of the bookstore, and we don't take the gift cards from the actual coffee place. Everyone gets super, like, people get very angry about it. I'm like, I'm sorry, like, I can't do anything about it. It's like, you can try and run that card all goddamn day.
It's not going to do anything.
It's going to tell me invalid form of payment. So you can get a gift card from the bookstore, or you can go to one of the other two that are in the shopping center that will take it. You just have to walk like a block or two.
I think it's just a block, because I don't think that coffee shop's that far away.
No, I mean, because there's one in the Target that's over there, and then there's like just a regular one down like 2 stop signs down, so it's like a block away. So it's like we're open later than them, but we don't take their cards. So
yeah, I think we could actually say Starbucks' name, because it's a big brand, especially since they're trying to move into Italy now.
Oh, I'm sure they'll love that, because the most criticism I ever get for like making drinks is from Italian people.
Yeah. Well, I got the most criticism from a French lady.
Well.
And a white man.
Well, it's like I've been to France a couple times, and like when we were staying in the city and like we went to like a breakfast place, like all I ever ordered was like a double shot, because basically what they consider to be coffee. So it's a double, so it's a double shot in a cup. Because I guess over there, the coffee shops rent the espresso machines from the whatever company, but then they get the espresso for free. So they don't like serve coffee because the espresso is free, and they can charge people for something they're not actually paying for, aside from paying for the rental of the espresso machine.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's all I had over there was freaking double shots. Double shots and wine was
double shots and wine.
The liquids I was having while I was over there for like 2 weeks.
They didn't allow water at all.
Right.
You had to figure out what you were going to do about that.
Right.
Oh, man. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that another reason they do that is also because the coffee over there is like way stronger than the coffee here.
Well, yeah.
And
like,
not as hot as I'm told.
Yeah. I mean, it just depends on your culture, because like I think it was earlier this week, a guy wanted coffee, but he wanted it extra hot. So I was like, okay. So I put the coffee in a steam pitcher, and I steamed it up to like almost 200 degrees.
Holy shit.
Because the coffee's already like 160, 165.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like the machine was fighting me too. Like it started splashing out. I was like, shit, okay. This is hot enough now for your weirdness, for your extra hot coffee.
Yeah, I've never understood why people actually do that. But I feel like if you're going to have a long drive and you're not planning on drinking it until you get to where you're going,
right,
then it makes sense.
Well, yeah, like people order extra hot drinks, but coffee is one that I don't really get as an extra hot request.
Yeah. Have you ever had anybody that orders a drink one way, but then they contradict themselves by asking it for a different way? Like, I remember I had one guy come in and he was like, "Can I get a large black coffee with cream in it?"
Right. Well, I think, yeah, I get that sometimes too, and I'm just like when people order black coffee, I'm like, okay, whatever. And then they go over to the condiment bar to get milk. I'm like, there's not really room in there for that.
You should have said something.
It's like, if you order
and then
black
they
coffee,
dump it out into the trash can.
No, it's just like, if you ask me for black coffee, I'm not going to ask if you want room for cream. If you order just plain coffee, I'll be like, hey, do you want room in that? But if you order black coffee, like, the lingo is pretty clear on what that actually means.
Exactly.
Like, that's how
the thing that pissed me off the most, though, was when somebody would, because like my favorite drink was always the macchiato.
Yeah.
And it would piss me off when somebody would ask for a macchiato stirred or upside down. That was just like super irritating.
But here's the inside info for you listeners out there. So, real macchiato is just espresso.
You put down the vape pen, it got serious.
Vape pen you can't see because this is apparently an audio only podcast.
It is, yeah. I should have said
so,
that.
okay, that's okay. I figured it out after I watched the last episode. I was like, oh yeah, this is audio only. Like, I think you've done a couple of like live like filmed ones, but
Well, those
general
film ones were like gaming.
game. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not playing a game right now.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, so a real macchiato from Italy or from whatever it was, I think it was in Italy.
Italy.
It's just a little bit of steamed milk in an espresso cup with shots poured over it, and sometimes there's like caramel on top.
Mm-hmm.
That's what an actual macchiato is. But the Starbucks version is a vanilla latte. It's a vanilla latte, is what it is, and but then you don't put the espresso on the bottom. You strain it through the milk. So you steam the milk first, put it in the cup, and then put the espresso on top of that and drizzle caramel on it. An upside down caramel macchiato is a fucking vanilla latte with caramel on it. And if I hear you say that, I will discharge you for a lot because we don't have a button for vanilla latte right now. So I'll charge you for a latte with 2 flavors. It will cost more
I
because you're
just I just charge them for what they say, which is
right.
generally a macchiato is a lot more than a regular latte.
Yeah.
And so if they ask for that, I'm just going to charge them that because I'm not playing these games.
Right. And another super secret, like the more words you use in your order, the more times I'm going to push a button that charges you more.
Exactly. That's
Like,
the rule.
So it's like if you want, like people get angry at me too. Like this lady the other day, she wanted an iced chai with 8 pumps. Like at this point, I was closing the cafe, so at that point, the chai was in a cup, and I wasn't using the pump anymore because I was washing it.
Mm-hmm.
So like I did what I assumed was about 8 pumps, and then she like comes over to correct me. She's like, "No, usually with 8 pumps it goes to the bottom green line." I'm like, "The hell it does." Do you want that one? Like, so I took her back over to the register. I'm like, I'm gonna have to charge you for, like, 'cause this is almost double the amount that comes in this drink now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I have to charge you for it. She's like, well, never mind. I was like, trust me, I can count really well. I have worked here for almost 4 years. I can assume amounts to a certain extent. It was like the tri pump doesn't pump out enough to fill a large cold cup to the bottom green line.
Yeah, exactly. That bottom green line is like
That's
maybe
like
2.5 inches away from the bottom.
yeah, it's like 3 or 4 ounces of liquid. So I'm like,
That is
the
not
tri-
8 pumps. That is like 14.
so yeah, and like another lady who like ordered it. She ordered that was recent, like maybe a month or 2 ago. A lady ordered a 12 pump chai,
Mm-hmm.
and she got mad when I charged her for extra salt or extra syrup. She's like, they don't do that for me at Starbucks. I'm like, that's literally double the amount of chai we use in your drink, so I'm gonna have to charge you for it.
Usually, when someone told me that, I would just turn around and look at them and be like, "We're not Starbucks."
Right. And it's like, we aren't Starbucks. Like, yes, I know you recognize this logo, but if you actually look at the way that the design of the logo for us is like the Starbucks logo is smaller than the logo for the bookstore.
Exactly. And
Like, store logo's on top, and it says, around the little Starbucks lady, it says, proudly serving Starbucks. It doesn't say we are a Starbucks.
exactly, yeah, and people don't like to realize that. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, somewhere in the middle of me working there, there was this lady that came in with her husband, and we had the whole Starbucks bookstore talk, like usual, and for some reason she got really mad that we weren't a Starbucks, and then I was like, I don't know what to do for you, and then she just walked away, and then from halfway across the store she turned around and started yelling at me about how dare we have the logo if we're not a Starbucks. I'm like, it's called a contract. I can't do anything about that. And then she's just like, who pays your paycheck? What name is on there? I'm like, the bookstore. And then she's like, you could see she was desperately looking for something to yell back, but she just like ended up walking away.
Well, at least I guess it's good she didn't use racial slurs, I guess.
Yeah, I've only had one person like ever use a racial slur, but they were drunk as shit. Which is good, because like, I'm not the kind of guy that like if you use a racial slur on me, I'm just gonna let it slide. If you use a racial slur on me, I'm gonna make you feel stupid. No matter, you might be a PhD and whatever, but I'm gonna make you feel stupid if you use something like that. Like, if we're just like fucking around and you use one, I know that we're just messing with each other, so I don't really give a fuck. But like, if you're doing it to like make me feel bad, then Prepare yourself. Hold on to your anus because it will hurt. Oh man. Yeah, no, that bookstore has a lot of memories for me, man. Good and bad.
Good and bad.
Yep.
Well, that's like it's becoming less and less of a bookstore because now there's fairly large game and toy section, and like vinyl. Like
Vinyl.
vinyl came back for some stupid reason.
Hipsters.
Hipsters, and vinyl's very expensive.
It is.
It's like $40 for like a standard record of something I could get a CD for
Yeah.
for like $12.99.
Yeah, and if you're really lucky, that CD is only going to be like $4.
Right, and like, I mean, I guess the records also come with like digital codes, which is whatever. Like movies come with digital copies. I don't fucking use them. I give them to my boss because she uses them. I'm like, I don't use fucking ultraviolet. Like here, have a free movie.
Have a free movie.
Like literally, this is just gonna go in the trash if I don't give this to you.
Oh man, yeah, I don't really buy CDs or DVDs anymore.
Yeah, I do. I'm a big movie guy though. Like I have 1,500 or something.
1,500. I've got a shit ton of VHSs. That's what I do have.
I still have some VHS tapes. I've got some of the old Disney ones.
Yeah, me too.
And like some funny things I found out about my dad like 5 years after he died. I found like there's a little drawer in the basement of VHS tapes, and there's like 4 of them they're called Hollywood's Hottest. And I'm almost sure that it was hosted by Joel McHale. Like I swear to God, he was hosting them, but it was like a video series of basically nudity scenes from Hollywood movies.
What?
That's what it was. So there's like I think there's like 4 tapes in the series that we have, and it's just like snippets of movies where like celebrities are naked. So it's like there's
that
like,
was a show.
No, I think it was a video series.
Oh, okay. I was like, that aired.
They sold on TV.
Holy shit!
I don't know about TV anymore because, like we talked about last week, I've been watching Taboo, and they say fucking cunt several times on an FX. Like it's not on HBO. It's on FX.
On FX.
On FX, so like, not a premium cable channel. It's on at the latest time slot. But like not even American Horror Story, which has that same time slot, can say fuck or cunt or nigger. Like they say the N-word several times in reference to like the main character because he was on a slave ship and he was in Africa for 10 years.
Holy shit, dude. All these... Well, TV does have a lot of like restrictions on everything that they do. And then I guess depending on like who... No, because isn't American Horror Story also by the same production company?
Well, I think what Taboo is, it was a co-production between BBC One and FX.
Oh.
And American Horror Story's FX exclusively. I mean, they say shit, and they like shit is about as hard as the language gets on American Horror Story. They've never said fuck, and they don't like use like genital slurs. There's a lot of violence, but it's like shit and bitch and asshole and damn are about as far as they go on that show.
Yeah, I rarely watch TV anymore, or Netflix.
We'll see. That's why I'm here, because I don't think Ralph really watches television either. He usually just plays his DS and is like probably still waiting in line to go reserve a Switch.
Well, I mean, I could be watching TV shows because like I've got that app Showbox, and I favorited a bunch of stuff, but I haven't really gotten around to watching it. Like the new Doctor Who, the new Walking Dead. What else haven't I watched? The new Magicians. The new Channel Zero.
It's like, well, since I don't use apps, I have a DVR, so like I record, like I try and keep up on it. Like my mom drives me nuts with that because she like will keep stuff on there forever, and I'm like, Did you watch the? Well, she can't delete stuff from her box. I can delete everything down here.
Mm.
But like, so I record. So I got recordings for like 20 something shows. So they're on at different points in the year. So like, I'll watch them like within the week that they're released. Usually, depending on my work schedule.
Yeah. Oh man. Let's see. Let's check the times. We are. Oh shit. We're actually pretty close to finishing up. Uh, that actually went by faster than I thought it would.
Well, time flies when you're trying to have a structured show, and then it just all goes off the rails. And
I mean, it was pretty structured because we took a trip down memory lane,
it's true.
so it was structured for the first time trying to have a structured show. You know, I think it was all right. We
It's
did
true.
good. We did good. All right. So, do you have any final thoughts?
Nope, it was fun. Glad we got to do it after you're sleeping in from yesterday.
I know. I need to work on my sleeping.
Well, let's find alternate ways to get money by not staying at work till 1 in the morning.
Hey man, when you need the cash, you just got to do it.
It's true.
Any takeaways?
I mean, we'll see how this. We're in week 1 of the Trump presidency, and he's signed a whole bunch of executive orders, and California wants to be its own country now.
Yeah, but I don't think that'll happen because
Well,
they've been trying to do that for ever since he got elected.
I think now, like what it is, like it's not going to be as fast as people maybe think. Like, so they got it approved to get a petition, but they have to get it's like 500,000 signatures on the petition to get it on the ballot, or as a considered ballot issue for next year.
Mm.
And then if it passes ballot approval, it'll be on the ballot in March of 2019. So it's going to be at least a couple of years until they try and break away from the United States and be their own country.
But what happens? Like we got to think about this. What happens if the 4 years are up? Trump's not our president anymore, and now we've got a really good president. Will they want to come back? You know?
Well, I mean, it kind of depends, I suppose, because I guess their countryhood, if it were to go through, would start possibly at the end of 2019,
Mm-hmm.
and then it would be like 1 year, basically, with Trump presidency in the United States, and then being their own whatever thing, and then they would figure out if they could actually sustain the country of California as without needing like stuff from the United States, like establishing their own president or whatever, and their own congresses and all that kind of stuff, their own economic structures
Yeah.
without assistance from the United States. Because Trump wouldn't support California if it actually broke off from the United
I
States.
don't think it's gonna. I don't think he's gonna support them either way because he said that he's gonna cut funds to any state that won't comply with his immigration policies, which is that he wants all the cops to act like ICE officers.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
California said they weren't going to do that, and so did New York and Chicago. And
We live in a sanctuary city.
yeah, or Denver and Aurora said they weren't going to do it, but
Yeah, so it's like, well, if you think about it, it's like trying to keep track of, or trying to like track down as many like undocumented immigrants that are in this country. It's like there's no way the police can do that and also be the police.
exactly.
Like it has to be one or the other. Like you can't expect people who are overworked as it is to prevent and solve crimes and then also find like immigrants who are not documented and living in the state.
Yeah, but I also feel like there are going to be some cops that are just going to be like, instead of like doing their job, they're just going to be strictly looking for undocumented people, which is going to suck if that happens. But only time will tell.
Well, that's okay. You can come stay in my attic and write a diary.
The 2017 Anne Frank.
Yep, Abe Frank.
Abe Frank.
Diary of a Young Boy.
Diary. Abe Franco, because we have to make it as Spanish as possible.
Abe Francisco.
Abe Francisco. Abe. What's the most? Abe Lopez. There we go.
Lopez.
That's
Alvarez.
Like Alvarez. Those are like the most Mexican last names. Sanchez.
Abe Jose Sanchez.
Abe Jose Sanchez. Oh man, I think that's a good note to end it on. We've reached the 40 minutes.
Uh-oh.
All right, so well, until next time, keep your eyes peeled and your ears tuned to the next episode of the podcast. Until next time, bye.
To your butts.
Hold on to your butts. All right, bye.
Bye.